Welcome to our team call. It's August 27th. It's the last Tuesday of the month, which is insane. I feel like August flew by. Today was the first day of school for my kids, so it's been a little crazy. I wanted to just share some of these announcements because they are important. So lots of you already know about this, but some of you maybe don't. For my PS coaches, and I even will extend it to any of my coaches, I'm hosting a Rising Leaders Diamond Mentor thread. And you must have 4 active coaches to be invited to it. So all of my coaches who have 4 active or are actively working the business and want to be in this thread have been extended the invite. But if you haven't and you're interested, just reach out to me and let me know. And on Thursday, if you have 4 active coaches you want to be in the thread, let me know and I'll add you to it. It's basically, so Micah and I are teaming up together. I don't know if anyone else is, I don't think so, but we're teaming up together and we're basically doing a mentoring, support, and accountability group. I personally am offering incentives for advancing. I have no idea if Micah is. And those of you who have been contacted by me, you know what those are. So anyway, it's going to be well worth it. And I'm super pumped and excited about it. I know I had mentioned something about it in the thread a little bit ago. This is the one previous to the one in October that we'll be doing. Okay. All right. So the September team calls are the 10th and the 24th, in case you want to get those on your calendar now. We'll be doing a team call training by me on the 10th, and then I'll have a guest speaker on the 24th. Our beach leader retreat, you guys, I can't tell you how excited I am for this. We have 8 girls. Well, actually, we had about 10 that qualified, but 8 who are coming. And I have been putting together the agenda and the packing list, so keep your eye out for that. And I just announced it to the girls, but we have, I think she's a superstar coach, but if she's not, whatever. She's the cutest ever, almost as cute as Amanda. And she is Keisha Fitzgerald. Her podcast is called Empower Her, I believe. And she's going to be coming and hanging out with us and doing a little training. And then we also have our corporate mentor, Keyshawn, who's going to be coming, a little photo shoot on the beach, and other fun surprises. So you know what? Jerica and I have been talking. We have 6 beds left. Well, 6 spots on beds. So if you hit Diamond and you want to come before the trip starts, it's the end of September, we would love to have you there. I know so many of you are close, and honestly, flights to California aren't that expensive. So it would be super fun to have you guys. If that's something you're interested in, just let me know. Okay, the August promo codes. I hope you guys all saw this announcement in the Beachbody Champs page, the Champions page. It basically how it goes is your promo codes, they have the last couple of months given us promo codes to use and to offer to any of our clients and customers who are jumping in with challenge packs. And they recently announced that if you don't use them, you're going to lose them. So if you use like 2 promo codes, you'll get 2 in September. If you use 3, you'll get 3. If you use 0, you'll get 0 in September. Okay. So make sure you're hustling and helping people and getting them to use those promo codes so that you get additional promo codes and have that little incentive to offer people who are joining your groups. Or our groups. All right, I also want to talk about some monthly goals. I really want to head into September with like blazing on fire with our team. So I want to know what your top 3 goals are. Send them to me and to your upline if I'm not your upline, but I want to see everyone's goals. Write them down as well on like a sticky note or on your screensaver, or if you have like a dry erase on your mirror. But I want you guys to have those goals in front of you so you can either snap a picture of it or send it to me in text or whatever. But I want to see every single one of you guys' goals for the month of September. We have our weekly mentor calls on Thursday, and they're going to be hosted by Cozy. The tinyurl.com/Team Fusion calls is her link. So coaches, you'll be at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, Emeralds at 9:30, and then Diamonds and Star Diamonds at 10 a.m. So we always record them, but I think you get the most value out of those when you're on live. If you haven't been able to get on live because of the time, I totally understand, I get it. But we switch morning and evening every other week. So do your best to get on those calls and learn from some of the top coaches in our upline and downline. We've had lots of Ashley Smith's top coaches and Ashley herself doing some of those trainings, and it's been really, really awesome. And I wanted to shout out my girl, Carrie. You guys, she just became a coach like a month ago maybe, and she sent me a text, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and she said, I just signed up my first client, my first customer. She was super excited, and I am super excited for her, and she's been hustling and working so hard. So wanted to shout her out as the coach of the week. And if you saw the leaderboards, it was on there too. Okay, so that leads me to introducing tonight's guest. And Amanda, I don't even want to try and say your last name because I'm sure I'm going to butcher it. But you guys, Amanda is amazing. And she probably doesn't even know this, but I briefly met her at Summit backstage. And I just told her, I'm like, you're the most adorable person. And she's such a boss. Like, she just is super focused. She's super intentional, and she is on fire right now. And it's so fun to see her team doing so well and to see her just exploding on social media. So I wanted to bring her on here to kind of share her story. She's an elite coach last year and a 7-star diamond. She's an SC10 legend. So if you guys don't know what a Success Club 10 legend means, it basically means that forever and always she has been hitting Success Club 10, so helping at least 5 people every single month since she's been a coach. And she's been a coach for about 4 years. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I need to find you. There you are. And I'll make you the host, or not the host, but I'll spotlight your video for the recording and unmute you, unless you already did.
I think it just
unmuted. Let me see. Hold on. I might have to. Okay. Oh, it says you're unmuted. Are you? Let me try it myself. Oh yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
I was like, shoot, I've never had an issue with that.
No, good.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here, and I will turn the time over to you.
All right, thank you. All right, so I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to kind of share my story on kind of how I built my business from, working corporate, going to grad school, to now doing this full time. And then I'm also going to share some of just like my top tips that I wish I would have known right off the gate. And one thing I just want to like preface this by saying is I personally think that like the beauty of Beachbody and like this business is that there really are no secrets, and that can be like a blessing or a curse. Like we wait for people to like share their top secret or like how they're hitting such high success numbers or how they're hitting all these different ranks. And it really comes down to like, there is no secret. And I think that that's like a blessing and a curse at the same time, because I think it's so cool that our company just is so open. We're always sharing what's working. All of the coaches that get on the National Wake Up Call and, coaches are just so open to sharing what's working for them and what's not. And I just love that. So I'm going to share my screen. So just a little bit about myself too. So I actually had a baby 11 days ago. So it's really crazy to think that. I feel like it's gone by really fast. But yeah, so the past, 40, 50 weeks now, or 41 weeks or whatever, have been my pregnancy journey. And it's just been really cool with this business, looking at where I started 4 years ago from, again, working full-time. So with my story, I started 4 years ago, and I was working full-time corporate at General Mills in marketing. moving. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, born and raised, but last year my husband got a job offer in California. So we packed up everything and moved out here after we got married last June. So I worked corporate, and while I was working corporate, I was also going to grad school for my MBA, and I was in a long distance relationship. So my now husband was in physical therapy school. So we spent, our weeks apart, but all of our weekends commuting back and forth to be together. So obviously, like, I was super busy. I had a lot going on, and my coach is Amy Bailey. I keep forgetting that she got married. My coach is Amy Bailey, and we didn't really know each other. We had a mutual like friend of a friend, and I started following her on Instagram and just kind of like watching from the sidelines as she was doing 21 Day Fix. And I was always the girl, similar to a lot of people's stories. Like, I've done a lot of other programs in the past, like Isogenics, Advocare, Weight Watchers, like you name it, I've tried it. I've gotten amazing results, but I just never was able to like maintain them. So when Amy approached me to do Beachbody, I was like, nope, don't need that. Like, I'm good right now. But of course, like so many of us, I kept watching her, and she was getting amazing results. She was working out at home, following the containers. And so eventually, after a couple months of saying no, I decided to jump in with the 21 Day Fix Extreme. I had no interest whatsoever in growing this business. Sorry, I'm going to go over to this slide. So full-time corporate employee and grad student to full-time Beachbody coach. But I dove in head first with 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I got amazing results. And I, just decided, why not get a discount on the products? So I signed up as a discount coach, strictly a discount coach, which actually leads me to my first point in my slide, is don't discount the discount coach. This is like one of my number one tips for my coaches on my team, because I was that girl. I told Amy I wanted nothing to do with growing this business. I was already happy with my full-time job. My plan was to grow the corporate, like go up the corporate ladder. That's why I was in school for my MBA. So, coaching just wasn't something that I thought was going to fit into my life. And to be honest, I didn't really have an interest in, network marketing. But what happened was I started sharing my journey on Facebook and a little bit on Instagram. With the 21 Day Fix Extreme, and just a sweaty selfie every single day for my own accountability. And I started having friends that were like, what are you doing? Like, I would say, on day 3, on day 7, on day 12, and showing these little containers. And I wasn't doing it to grow a business whatsoever. I was just truly doing it because I needed accountability. So went all in on that program, got amazing results. And then I kind of got to the point where, again, I wasn't interested in like growing the business, like financially, or like ever doing it full time. But I kind of felt selfish not sharing it with my friends, because I was doing 30-minute workouts at home, living this crazy busy life. We're all busy. And so I felt selfish, like not sharing the opportunity with them. So I just kind of started asking them like, hey, do you want to do a round of the 21 Day Fix together? And that's kind of how my business started. I really found a lot of joy and like passion in helping my friends and my family, like my warm market mostly at the beginning, dive into these programs and have that accountability that we all need and that so many of us are lacking, getting them plugged in with a community of other women and getting them results. So that's kind of how my journey as a coach started. And, obviously now fast forward, here I am like one of Amy's top coaches, and she so easily could have just been like, well, Amanda just wants to save 25% on Shakeology and just kind of leave it at that. But Amy added me into her Happy, Healthy, Humble coaches page. And I just kind of started like seeing things that she was posting, like one girl hit Emerald, one girl was hitting Success Club, like different people were earning different things. And I was kind of like, okay, that's cool, whatever. But again, I wasn't really super like tuned into it. But if Amy wouldn't have added me into her team page and just kind of like wrote me off as a discount coach, then we wouldn't be where we are today. Like, I wouldn't be doing this full time, and I wouldn't be, a successful coach on her team. So it just kind of really goes to show, and that was like a huge lesson for myself as well, is that like whatever people sign up as the 3 different types of coaches, they say like discount, hobby, or business builder. Like, I just assume everybody is like a coach, no like specific title. And I just add them into the team page. I introduce them to the team. I offer coach prep school to them, but I don't like push it on them. But they start seeing notifications of team calls and notifications of girls rank advancing. And again, that's where I was 4 years ago. So I just really make sure that with my coaches, no matter what type of coach they sign up as, if they just want to save money on their products or they are looking to grow a business, I just treat them all the same in the sense of they all get the same opportunity to, meet with me and to go through my coach training and to, be a part of team calls. So that's one of my big tips, is don't discount the discount coach. So one other thing too, so I kind of backtrack my story, but so my husband and I moved out to California, and at that time I was doing coaching full time. I obviously just had a baby, like I said, and it's just so cool with this business that like how much of different seasons my life has been in. Like when I started coaching, again, I was working corporate, and then I kind of transitioned to like dating my husband, to getting engaged, to planning our wedding, to getting married, to, up and leaving Minnesota where I'm born and raised, leaving all my friends and family to move to California to pursue my husband's career. And so it's just so fun with coaching. And like one of our big things that we do as coaches is share our journey. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more too, but like just openly sharing where we're at in our life. Like right now, my social media feed and like the women that I'm reaching out to looks completely different than it did just a year ago. So that's kind of what I love as well about coaching, is like truly our job at the end of the day is to like, as you guys know this, but to like work on ourselves, get amazing results, fill up our minds with personal development, and then invite people on this journey with us by sharing our journey openly and honestly. So my next is people don't sign up with you because you're a Beachbody coach. And again, I'm sure you guys have heard this all before, because I feel like everybody kind of talks about this, but at the same time, like sometimes hearing it from a different person, from like a different perspective or a different twist, just clicks with you a little bit different or a little bit more. So I'm hoping that even though hopefully you guys already know a lot of this stuff, that it's just going to kind of like maybe resonate a little bit differently or whatever. But people don't sign up with us because we're Beachbody coaches. There are 400,000 Beachbody coaches out there that people could sign up with. People sign up with us because they relate to us on a personal level. They can see themselves being our friends. Like they want to be friends with me. They want to be friends with Melissa. They want to be friends with my coach Carly, and they connect with each of us because of our personal life journey. Not because we post a sweaty selfie every day, not because we necessarily have like the best transformation ever, but more or less because they connect with us on that personal level outside of health and fitness. So if you look at like my Instagram feed, and I just pulled up a couple different accounts, but like my Instagram account is very much a lifestyle account. And, looking back 4 years ago when I started coaching, honestly, you had to post like 6 or 7 times a day, and just to like get yourself seen. And obviously Instagram has changed so much with like algorithms, and I don't even try to figure it out anymore because I just can't keep up with it. So basically I just share my life. I share, my marriage. I share my pregnancy journey. I share our dog, our house projects that we're working on. Obviously I share health and fitness as well, but personally, I kind of save that for my Instagram stories. So Instagram stories, in my opinion, are where you show up as like your goofy, quirky self, like just rolled out of bed, no makeup, laughing, telling funny jokes, getting your workout in, like all of those things. Again, this is just personally. But then like your Instagram feed is kind of more of that like, whoa, people have to like stop in their tracks at your picture, like editing wise. You want a good clear photo. You want people to stop their scroll to look at your picture. And so I kind of like differentiate for the coaches on my team. Like your feed should be like just a really well put together like snapshot of your life. Whereas your Instagram stories is kind of more like the play by play. So with my feed, again, you'll see like, yeah, there's some fitnessy stuff, but it's mostly like lifestyle. And if you look at like Melissa's, like Melissa does such a good job of like, yeah, she has some transformations in there, but it's also like such a good snapshot of like her and her husband, her and her kids, like lifestyle stuff. This is one of my coaches, Carly. And if you look, everybody's feeds are like so uniform and like so nicely put together, and we have filters to thank for that. But it just really goes to show in my thoughts like how important it is for your feed to be like uniformed and well thought out and well put together to show who you are. The next thing is your Instagram feed is your storefront. And if you're not posting on social media, your store isn't open. And I truly believe that, people wait for our posts. Like the people that follow us on Instagram are like, our, I don't know, fans or whatever the word is. But like there are people that I follow on Instagram that I like wait for their posts, and I love seeing their stories, and I just love knowing what they're up to. And same with people that are following you. They're following you because they want to get to know you more. They want to connect with you on that personal level. So take them there, like allow them to connect with you on that personal level. And my coach, another coach on a different team, but Carly, she always talks about how our Instagram is our storefront. And it's so true. Like when people come to our page, that's where they get to know you like really quickly. And I truly believe that like we have a few seconds to grab people's attention. And, with your Instagram stories, same thing, like capturing people with your personality and bringing them in and like bringing them on your day-to-day journey is just so important. And if you aren't posting on Instagram, whether that's in your stories or on your feed, your story isn't open, and people, aren't going to be coming to you to see what you're up to if you haven't posted in like 6 days. I've had coaches before that, haven't done Instagram stories in like 4 days. And I'm like, what? Where did you go? Like people want to see you every day show up in some, to some level. And I know so many people go back and forth right now with like finding the balance of being on your phone and not being on your phone. But I truly believe that like if you're intentional and you actually like plan ahead, you don't have to be on your phone all day to grow this business. Like you can be on your phone for a short period of time if you're doing the right things. So be posting every day. Again, whether that's in your Instagram stories, whether that's on your feed, however you are approaching social media, just make sure that you're showing up every day and that you're showing up as your authentic self. So a challenge for you guys after this call, if you were to go to your Instagram feed right now and remove every photo that was fitness related or coaching related, what's left on your feed? I challenge my coaches to this all the time. And it's such a good eye opener because it's easy to post a sweaty selfie every day. Been there, done that. Again, like when I started, it was like sweaty selfie, my breakfast, my smoothie, my dinner, I was just posting so many times. But like right now with where Instagram is at, you only need to post like once or twice a day of like really good quality content. And then again, using your Instagram stories to take people through like the in between. But if you guys go to your Instagram feed and remove every like sweaty selfie or every like coaching related photo, what's left? That's what people are going to connect with you the most on. Again, there are so many coaches out there that people can choose to sign up with, but they're signing up with you because they connect with you on that personal level. Whether you're a mom, maybe, I used to recruit a lot of women that were corporate ladies because I was working corporate and I was sharing my journey through corporate. When I was planning a wedding, I had so many ladies that had a wedding date right around me because I was talking to women about wedding stuff because that's the season of life I was in. We experienced a miscarriage earlier this year. So sharing about our miscarriage, again, not easy to do, but just connecting with women on a personal level, apart from just fitness related stuff. So I challenge you guys after this call to go through your feed, do a little screenshot maybe, or go through and just kind of look to see like, what are you posting every day? Are you going through your feed and like critiquing yourself? I critique my Instagram feed like every couple days. I ask other coaches in the network to like give me feedback on like what they think I'm doing well and what they think I could do better. And I provide that same thing for other coaches as well. So, use your reflect upon your own page, but then also ask other people on your team to like critique you a little bit. We can all use improvements and we can all use like another eye. So I challenge you to that after this call. The next thing is take people on the journey with you, you guys. Again, like it just really all keeps coming back to that. Like people don't want to see only like your day 100 for morning meltdown 100. Same with like 80-day obsession. Like people want to go on the day 1 with you. They want to see your day 0 transformation, and they want to see the entire journey along the way. So be open with it. Share it as much and as often as you can to like your comfortable, however you're comfortable sharing it. But these pictures right here. So again, I just mentioned that we had a miscarriage earlier this year, and I cannot tell you how many women I have connected with around that miscarriage. And, you know, it was just what I needed to get through it at the time. And it wasn't an easy topic to talk about and open up about, but truly at the end of the day, like with my Instagram feed and like what I'm doing as a coach, in my opinion, is like, I want other people to know that like they're not alone. And now as I like go into this motherhood journey and I've been sharing like my baby blues and just like sobbing every day for no reason, so many women are like reaching out and they're like, you're not alone, like you're doing great. And like, that's what I truly believe social media is for, is building connections. Like, yes, we want to sign people up for our next boot camp. Yes, we want to recruit people for our next coach mentorship. But it really just starts at the base of building that relationship, building that trust with people, have that open, you know, dialogue, that open communication around a topic that's not fitness related, which again, it's going to vary for everybody, but using where you're at in whatever season of life you're in, using that to connect with other people. This right here is actually my morning meltdown 100. I was in the test group and I started at 20 weeks and I finished at 34 weeks. And it was just so fun. You know, obviously it was a totally different transformation, totally different journey than I've ever been on. Whenever I do programs, you guys, I go like all in. So like 80-day obsession, lift 4, transform 20, like I always go all in and I just love it. But, you know, morning meltdown was just such a different transformation and like journey for me being pregnant, but it just opened up my audience so much more to like show women that like we can be active when we're pregnant and like we can, you know, still show up for our health and fitness while we're growing a tiny human. So taking people on that journey. And now here we are, you know, just had a baby, haven't really been doing much of anything, but just taking people through truly like the emotions, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, all of that with motherhood. So again, everybody's, you know, journey really ebbs and flows with where you're at and what season of life that you're in, but like own it, own your season of life and, you know, use it to connect with other people that are in that same season. So this is another thing that I'm like really passionate about is like mindset. I truly believe that coaching is like 99.9% mindset. And if you look at coaches that are really successful in this business, they just have a certain mindset approach about them. Like, coaching is hard and it takes a lot of work and consistency. And like a lot of times people say no and yes, when we get that yes, it's so great. But like you have to be pretty confident in like who you are. I truly believe that. At least I know for me, I had to like get all those no's and to like reach out to strangers on social media to start these conversations. Like that just isn't really normal for a lot of people to just like jump in and do. So like if you can like master your mindset and just get in like such a good place with what you're doing, who you are, you know, being really proud of this company that we work for and the products that we offer. I just think that it puts a whole new twist on how successful you will be in this business. This quote is like cheesy, but it's so true. Like whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And that goes for so many things, but I think it applies so much with coaching. So one thing that I talk to my team about a lot is the scarcity mindset versus the abundant mindset. And I think so often people have this scarcity mindset when it comes to coaching. So I have always hit like really high success numbers. And I think that the reason I've hit really high success numbers is because I have an abundance mindset. There isn't a single month that starts that I go into it like crossing my fingers, hoping that I'm going to hit Success Club 6. Like there has never been a month that I'm like, okay, like maybe I should just save people. You know, I have a few ladies right now that want to get signed up, and a lot of people would think like, okay, I'm just going to hold them until September 1st so that I can make sure that I hit Success Club in September. But I never do that. Like I literally will sign people up until August 31st this month, July 31st. Like I just keep recruiting and having conversations and inviting until the month is over. And then I just keep doing it again because a new month has started. So I think that so often we go into the month with like this cap on our head of like, okay, I just have to help 3 people. And it almost is a negative thing because we get so nervous. Like, who are those 3 people going to be? Like, what if I can't find 3 people to help? And you almost put this like ceiling over yourself or like this cap or this limit. Whereas me, I'm like, I'm going to try to hit Success Club 100 this month. How am I going to do it? I don't know. Will I do it? I don't know, but I'm going to help as many people as I can this month and next month and the next month. So this whole like scarcity thinking is really just like there aren't enough people to help. And you guys, that is crazy talk, because I talk to people every day still that seriously ask me what Beachbody is. And I'm like, are you living under a rock? Like, who are you? Where have you been? But there are tons of people who don't know what Beachbody is, don't know what Shakeology is, have never heard of like our accountability groups and like how awesome our community is. And so I think that if we get rid of that scarcity mindset and get rid of that idea that there's not going to be enough people to help, that's when you're going to like just flow into this abundant mindset, and you're just going to help so many people. And who cares if you hit Success Club 6, that's awesome. But go into the month, like, don't stop pushing until the month is over. And then again, the next month is already upon us. So you're going to keep pushing. So yeah, I just really love, like, I talk about this a lot with my girls, because I do think that like so many people, not even just in coaching, but like just in general, we have this idea that like there's not going to be enough, and that like we're in competition with everybody. So actually my next slide does a little bit better. So the scarcity is just kind of like there's never enough. You're stingy with your knowledge, your contacts, and compassion. You resent the competition because it makes the pie smaller. You're pessimistic about the future. Tough times are ahead. Scarcity people, they think small and they like avoid risk. Whereas the abundance mindset, like, is all about like, there's so many people that we can help. They go big or go home, set big goals. And another thing too is like, you welcome the competition. And me personally, like, yeah, like me and Melissa are on different teams, but like, I don't ever think that like I'm in competition with another coach. Like, there are so many people that we can help. There's so many people to go around, and our job as coaches is to help as many people as possible get back on track with their health and fitness, and or present this business opportunity for them to, get back on track with their health and fitness and help other people do the same and make an income on the side. So like, when I look at other coaches from other teams, yeah, we're on other teams, but like, we're not really in competition with each other, because Melissa's market is different than my market, and another coach's market is different than my market. So I just think that like getting in that abundance mindset every single day, and just realizing that like, as coaches, we have such an awesome gift, and it's our job to share that with people, and you will hit the numbers that you want to hit, and you will help the people that you want to help if you have that abundance mindset. So my few last slides are, so a question that I get asked a lot from my personally sponsored coaches is, how do you get coaches who want to work the business? And I remember when I started coaching, I asked my coach, Amy, the exact same question. And her response back to me was, well, are you even talking about coaching on your Instagram feed, your stories, your pictures? And have you ran a coach sneak peek? And I was like, nope and nope. And she's like, okay, then how are you going to get people that want to coach if you're not even talking about coaching? And I was like, dang, that's a really good point. So then I started running coach sneak peeks, and I started talking more about the coaching opportunity, whether it was financial, whether it was the freedom that it brought me, the happiness that it brought me to connect with all these women, the accountability, like just starting to share more about like what coaching has done for me, instead of just sharing the fitness side of things. That's when I started getting coaches. That's when I started getting people that wanted to work the business. So what I tell the ladies on my team is finding a good balance of talking about the workouts and the community and the nutrition and all of that, but also finding the time to like talk about coaching as well. And I know that this looks different for everybody. I typically do the front half of the month talking all about coaching, and the last 2 weeks of the month all about boot camps, so that I'm kind of like not jumping back and forth. I know sometimes people can be like, I have a mentorship and I have a boot camp and I have a this and it's nutrition, and people are kind of like, well, what am I signing up for? So personally for me, I found that like the 2 week on, the 2 week off with like boot camps and coaching has really helped me get in a good groove of like being really consistent on talking all about coaching. And that kind of draws in the people that are looking for that, that business opportunity. And then shifting gears for the last 2 weeks to talk all about my boot camp. Maybe people are just looking to get back on track with their workouts or their nutrition, and they don't want to coach. So that's just kind of what's worked for me. I know other coaches that like just strictly talk about the coaching opportunity, and that's fine too. But what I found that if you're talking about boot camps a lot and results in the community of like your Facebook group or your My Challenge Tracker app, you're going to get people that want to do the boot camps. If you're talking about coaching all the time, you're going to get people that want to do coaching. So that's one thing that I get asked a lot from my coaches. So this is the question that I ask every single person that signs up with me, whether they sign up. I mean, I ask this mostly for people that like want to work the coaching business, but I do ask my clients as well, just because I think it's good insight. How long did you watch me before you signed up with me? The average answer is 6 months to 1 year. And I have to say, you guys, that's 6 months to 1 year of me showing up every single day. There has not been a day that I have not shown up on Instagram or social media, no matter like, even like I said, with our miscarriage and like during that really hard time, I turned to Instagram and like used that as like a way to connect with other women. So during the hard times and the good times, I use Instagram and social media and show up every single day. I worked out every single day of my pregnancy. I don't really think I missed a day. So it's just like really goes to show, like, if you're posting a couple times a week and like, showing up here and there, you're not really proving to people that they're going to want to sign up with you. People want to sign up with you because you are showing up for yourself. You're getting results. You're being committed. You're not going anywhere. I think so often people will sign up with coaches and coaches are like, I just want to sign up all these people to hit these numbers. And then they don't see the results that they want, or they don't grow a business as quick as they want to. So then they quit. And then all those people that they signed up are kind of like, well, now what? Like, I signed up with you and now you're not coaching anymore. I've had that happen so many times with coaches on my team. So many people want like a quick fix with like this business. Like they think that you can build it really quickly, and businesses aren't built overnight. Like, yeah, you can have a lot of success early on and you can see success, right away if you put in the work, but you don't build a business overnight, and it takes time and consistency to build up that trust with your followers to prove to them that you're not going anywhere. So again, 6 months to 1 year of people watching me commit to a program over and over and over again, get results, go all in on nutrition, share my ups, share my downs, all of that. So I just challenge you to ask yourself, like, if you're a business builder coach and you're like, why isn't anybody signing up with me? Well, ask yourself, how long did you watch Melissa before you signed up with her? If you watched her for 6 months consistently every single day, you have to give people 3, 4, 5, 6 months of watching you show up consistently every single day in order for them to sign up with you. So I just think that that's a really good like reflection question to ask yourself. And again, I watched my coach Amy for a couple months before I signed up with her. I think she asked me like 3 times before I said yes. So it just really goes to show, like, put yourself in other people's positions. And just sit back and think, like, would you want to sign up with you? Like, would you want a coach that, maybe shows up once a week? No, probably not. Would you want a coach that shows up every single day? Yeah, probably. So ask yourself that. And I challenge you guys to ask your clients and stuff too. Like, it's really good insight to see like how long people have been watching you show up consistently and rock your journey before they are ready to commit with you. And my last slide is a question that I ask my coaches all the time is, what made you sign up with me? So, a lot of times people are like, what do I post on social media? I don't know what to say. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to invite people, like all of these different things that, yeah, it's nerve-wracking when you get started. But I just ask them, like, why did you sign up with me? Like, why do you like following me? Is it because I have dance parties every day in my Instagram stories? Is it because I commit to every program and I go all in and get amazing results? Is it because I post, lifestyle stuff? Like, what is it that made them sign up with me? And they need to think about who they want to recruit. Like, your people are your people, and they're going to want to sign up with you because they connect with you and they like relate to you on that more personal level. So I just challenge you guys in a lot of different things to like sit back and ask yourself, like, how long did you watch your coach before you signed up? What made you sign up with them? What type of how would you like to be reached out to when on social media from like a cold market reach out or anything like that? So that's what I got, but I'd love to, I have one more. Sorry. Lastly is use other coaches as motivation and inspiration as to what's possible. I never thought I was going to do this full time ever. That was never in my plans. I don't really know a lot of coaches that, did think that this was going to be like their full-time gig, 5, 10, however many years ago. But I just personally love seeing how successful so many coaches are in this business. Like my upline, Amy, but she's really successful, but her upline, Jamie and Steve Ennis, they've been doing this for like 6 years. And, you know, they've shared their income progressions over the years. And like, for me, seeing what's possible in this business is so motivating. I'm sure you guys know, like Kate Schultes, she just came in like a spitfire and just dove into this business and took off with it. And she's had so much success, and it's so fun to see. And I think that, you know, it's important for us to use those people, not to be like jealous of them, not to be envious, not to think like, oh, she's just lucky or she had a bigger following or anything like that, but like use them as inspiration and ask people what they're doing. Again, like everybody in this business truly does share what's working with them. Like National Wake Up Call every single week is people sharing their top tips and tricks, what's working for them, what's not. So get on those calls, use other coaches as inspiration. And yeah, that's what I got for you guys. So do you guys have any questions?
Okay, first of all, I just have to say you're amazing and I love you. And you guys, is she not like incredible? She literally has like an 11-day-old baby. How old is your baby?
11 days old.
11 days. And look at her. She's still, I told her, I'm like, if it's too crazy, you can say no. And she's like, no, I want to. I'm like, you're amazing. Okay, I have a question. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, so you and I kind of came from this, well.
I do.
Okay. Who said that? I didn't hear.
It was Carrie.
Oh, I can't see you. Okay, Carrie, go ahead. Ask your question.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay, hi. Hello. So I'm just like, I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get emotional, but like, I don't know what fear is in me, like, to just start posting. Like, I just don't know where like the fear is coming from.
Yeah, I think that fear is like super normal. I mean, it's not really, I don't know. I think that for like a lot of us, it's not normal for us to like share our journey and our life openly to strangers on social media. And like, I know a lot of my coaches sign up and they're like, Amanda, you're such a natural on Instagram stories and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I've been doing this for 4 years. Like I was so awkward on my Instagram stories when I started, and like my posts were so bad. And it's just one of those things that like, I truly think you just have to rip off the Band-Aid and just go with it. Your people are going to love what you have to share, and your people are going to connect with your story and your journey. And if they don't connect with you, they're not your people, and that's okay. Like we all have people that don't resonate with our stories, but they're not our people. So all I can really say to that is like, tear off the Band-Aid and just do it. Like do your post, make the post, hit share, close your phone and walk away. I've done that plenty of times with like, especially transformations. I hated sharing those. But just, I don't know. I just think like if I can inspire one person by sharing my story and my journey, my job is done. And I've, you know, been blessed to have inspired hundreds and thousands of women from sharing my journey and my story. And that right there is like 110% worth it. So
right.
That's kind of my tip. Like if you can inspire one person by sharing your story, that's worth it. And you have a story to share and people want to hear it.
Thanks.
Yeah. You go, girl.
I was going to say there were a couple of questions. So the first question said, how long did it take your husband to feel comfortable with you sharing about your miscarriage?
Honestly, my husband is so supportive. He has been so supportive of Beachbody since day one. He knows that like, we don't share everything on social media. Obviously, like we have our things that we keep personal, but he knows that like a big part of my job and part of this business is sharing my life, and Zeke is a part of that, and our miscarriage is a part of our story. And I think that he kind of has the same idea and mindset that like our miscarriage story inspired hundreds of women to like message me and open up about a loss that they had and like thank me for sharing my journey openly and honestly so that they don't feel alone. And so I think just kind of at the end of the day, like you just have to talk to your spouse, and like you guys have to set boundaries, obviously based on like your relationship and where you guys are at and what you're comfortable sharing. But again, like Zeke just kind of has been really supportive since day one. And, you know, he loves that I get to inspire women every day. And like by sharing our journey and our story about our relationship, about our long distance, about our miscarriage, about our baby, like all these different things, you know, it's allowing me to connect with other women on like a more personal level. And I think that like he just really sees that as like a positive thing. And like he just loves the work that I do as a coach. So yeah, that's that. How did you learn how to write good content? I feel like I struggle with what to come up with. I don't necessarily know if I always have good content. I kind of look at what other people post. Not necessarily Beachbody coaches though, like Jenna Kutcher. I love her so much. She's not a Beachbody coach, but she is a podcaster, blogger. She's from Minnesota, but I just love her. And she has like a massive following. So I'll look at like what other people that I like to follow that aren't necessarily coaches. I'll look to see like, what are they posting? And like, why do I like to follow them? And I just kind of share like the real and the raw as much as possible. I don't really overthink it. I tell my girls that if you spend more than 5 minutes on writing a post, you've spent too long doing it. We can get caught up in we could spend hours trying to perfect our posts, but like, I don't know, perfect isn't a thing. And just sharing our journey as open and honestly as we can. You might spell some words wrong. You might not have like the perfect words, but just like share what you're thinking. That's what people want to hear.
I love that you said that. I've been listening to some podcasts and a lot of the like business mentors, and a lot of them are saying that Instagram, the things that are doing really well are the really raw, like not the perfect caption, not like the super like everything looks, you know, it's the real stuff. It's the real stories and the real people behind them, not necessarily the image of perfection.
For sure. Well, nobody's perfect. So people just, I mean, real and raw, that's like my theme, because I want real and raw. Like I don't want people to sugarcoat things. Nobody's life is perfect. And if they think that it is, they're crazy, because nobody has a perfect life.
Amen to that. I wanted to ask you, did you ever go through a period in your coaching life where you just were filled with a lot of doubt and maybe wondered if it would work for you? And if you did, how did you come out of it?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I would say I'm actually, to be upfront and honest, I haven't really said this to a lot of people, but I'm kind of in a tough season right now, I would say. Just with like trying to navigate, you know, I'm not working out right now because I can't work out. I just had a baby. But just trying to like navigate this new like lifestyle that I have. And like, you know, I want to work my coaching business, but at the same time, like I just have so much going on right now. So, but I have had a lot of seasons in my business where like I've had some high highs in this business and some low lows. And the one thing that's hard is like, so I haven't rank advanced in like a year. Like actually we went from 1-star to 7-star, and like my second business center has rank advanced, but we've just been chilling in my first business center. And it gets frustrating. Like you get really down on yourself as a leader. Like, what can I do more of? What should I be doing less of? What am I doing wrong? Am I a good leader? Should I be doing this? Like, I think so many people have those like questions every day. That's where PD comes in. But I actually, before, so I coached for like a year-ish. I was diamond, everything was like going really great. And I just got to the point where I was like, do you know what? I'm super burned out, like with working and going to grad school and long distance relationship, all these things, like coaching, it brought me joy, but I just wasn't like finding the time to fit it in. So I actually took a step back and I didn't coach for a couple months. I still posted every day just for my own accountability. And I still, like did the workouts and stuff, but I wasn't signing people up. I wasn't joining team calls. I wasn't doing any of that. And that was just kind of like a mental thing. I think for me, I felt super overwhelmed, and obviously I couldn't let my corporate job go and I couldn't let my grad school stuff go. So coaching was like the only thing that I could actually take a step back from. And obviously I kind of kick myself for it now, but at the same time, I think that it really got me to where I am because they launched Beachbody on Demand. And I was like, all right, let's do this. I don't even know what clicked in me, but one day I was like, I want to coach again. And I haven't looked back since. but yeah, there's definitely a lot of ups and downs in this business. And, you know, you can hit a rank in this business and then, you know, drop it the next week, or, you know, you're not, just because you're a 7-star diamond coach lifetime doesn't mean that you're always a paid 7-star diamond coach. And just like so many things behind the scenes. Again, and that's where it's mindset, like talking about the mindset piece on this, like the abundance and scarcity, but just mindset in general. Like you truly have to be confident in who you are and like what you're about, and be proud of our products in this company. Like I like bleed Beachbody Blue, and I really mean that from like all of me that I have, because I love this company. I always tell Zeke that like, even if I don't ever sign up another person again starting tomorrow, I'm still going to do these workouts because they're bomb.com. I'm still going to follow these nutrition programs. I'm still going to cheer women on because I love doing that. And I'm still going to like be a part of the community in these accountability groups. So to me, it's just like an awesome perk that I get to like sign people up and get them started on this awesome journey too. But yeah, knowing that like there is not a single coach in this business that has not had ups and downs, and like, again, you know, lost rank, got rank, lost rank, didn't hit Success Club 1 month. Like there's a lot of ups and downs in this business, and you just have to be doing it for the right reasons. And, you know, working on yourself first and foremost, which is part of our vital behaviors, and just really like falling in love with the process and like truly believing in these products with like all of your being. That's another reason I feel like people are really successful, is because we believe in these products. We know that they work. We're not just like selling things to sell things. Like we're firsthand proof that these products work. So kind of a long answer, but yes, I've had my ups and downs, and I feel like I'm kind of in a down season right now with just trying to figure out like my new normal and all of that. But, you know, using other coaches again as like motivation, and just keep sharing my journey.
I love that. It wasn't too long of an answer. Like it honestly was good, because I feel like every person goes through that. Even like the top coaches, like even the people that you look at and you're like, oh my gosh, they've never struggled. Like every person does, because we're all human. We all, you know, I feel like there's ebbs and flows in every business and everything that you do. And yeah, you just have to kind of persevere through it. Okay. Does anyone else have a question for this amazing mama? And you can just unmute yourselves, you guys, if you do. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. I don't want to take up too much of your time, because I know you're probably like, all right, I got to go nurse again.
Right.
Babe's ready. Back at it. Oh, thank you so much for jumping on with us, and thanks for sharing all of that. That was incredible. I took like 3 pages of notes, so I'm excited to apply some of those things. And yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too. See you guys. Thanks for jumping on.